At the start of the film, we see some robotic toys that were designed by a company. These toys were like the kids' friends. They felt pretty wonderful whenever they spent time with them. The parents who can't give proper time to their child because of their work. That's why the company made such toys. So they can spend time with these toys, and become happy with them. The toys lived with the children as if they were their friends. Later, we see a small girl named Caddy. She also has this robotic toy. Her aunt gifted this to her. One day, Caddy was going somewhere with her mom and dad. The weather was too bad, and the route was covered with the snow. There was fog all around and nothing was visible as a result of it. Because of this, they have an accident. Caddy was safe, but her parents died in this accident. Later, a young woman named Gemma is seen, who works for a company that produces robot toys. She was in an effort to make such a robotic doll that could talk to humans and could understand them. She has consumed a lot of money on it. But when she shows this doll to her boss, the doll exploded and her boss feels furious and gets angry with her. He tells Gemma that she has time till the next week. You've to make this robotic doll, and Gemma was too worried. Because she has to manufacture a robotic doll toy. Gemma was still in this tension, and she received a call from the hospital. Here we learn that Gemma was Caddy's aunt. She reaches the hospital when she learns about the accident. Caddy has no one except Gemma in this world. Caddy was now in the custody of Gemma. This means that Caddy will live with Gemma from now. Now, Gemma was also not having any other way. So she brings Gemma with her to her house where she used to live alone. One of Gemma's neighbors was living there, whose dog used to come to Gemma's house again and again. She was asking Gemma to send her dog back. At night, when Gemma was asking Caddy to sleep, she asks her to tell her a story that her mom used to tell her. So Gemma tells her a story from her mobile phone and asks her to sleep. Later, she calls her friend and tells her that, I don't know whether I will be able to take care of Caddy or not. And we've to manufacture a robot doll. Later, a doctor comes to her house, who comes to check how Caddy is living with Gemma. She tells Gemma, if you're ready to take care of Gemma properly, then it is okay. Otherwise her grandparents are also willing to keep her with them. The doctor went and Gemma again begins to work on her robot doll at night. Meanwhile, Caddy comes there and after seeing a giant robot, she asks, have you made this robot? Gemma tells, I've made it when I was in the college. Caddy tells her if she has a similar robotic toy, then she'll not need any other toy. Gemma has an idea that the robotic doll she was making, she'll put such functions in this, whom children will consider as their friend, and could play with it as well. She thinks if she makes the robotic doll, her time will be saved, and she will not have to keep much care of Caddy. She goes to her lab and begins to manufacture the robotic toy, and puts a camera in her eyes so it can have recording. And she stores such systems in her mind. From she could think all the things that humans think. And she fixes a beautiful face just like a beautiful doll. After a lot of hard work, Gemma has manufactured a pretty looking doll. She has manufactured this doll similar like a living human. She can think, and have sadness, and happiness in her. She names this doll M3GAN. She calls her boss to test M3GAN. She makes M3GAN sit with Caddy, and M3GAN beautifully draws a picture of Caddy. Seeing this, she becomes quite happy. And M3GAN also feels happy after feeling the happiness of Caddy. When the boos see this skill of Gemma, he becomes quite happy. He tells her that soon we'll bring this doll into the market. Well, Gemma returns home after bringing Caddy and M3GAN home. Caddy was enjoying M3GAN's company a lot. She teaches her everything that parents teach their children. Gemma and Caddy, both were happy. Now, Gemma takes M3GAN for testing in the lab. Her friend who works with her tells her it is useless to make such toys, the tasks that parents do with their children. Now, these toys will do. And you'll keep this toy with Caddy instead of giving time to her. Gemma says that Caddy is getting out of her parents' loss after living with her. M3GAN hears the death word and fits it in her brain. She thinks, well, everyone has to die one day. When Gemma says that M3GAN's task is to manage her and to take care of Caddy, and M3GAN also fits this in her mind. From the next day, M3GAN has started to take care of Caddy, and was also thinking something else inwardly. When Kay was playing outside, her arrow was lost somewhere. When she asks M3GAN to find it, she scans it that was fallen near a house. But there was a dog that kept M3GAN. When Caddy goes to free M3GAN, the dog also bites Caddy. Meanwhile, Gemma comes and saves her, and M3GAN as well. M3GAN fits a lot of other things in her mind as well. She calls that dog to her that night and kills it. Now, M3GAN has become a big threat for them. The next day, Gemma has her presentation in which she also takes Caddy with her. Gemma tells her, if you're not well, leave it. Because, she has to show M3GAN with Caddy in front of everyone. And also to tell how M3GAN takes care of Caddy. But Caddy was ready to go. When Gemma takes her to the office, all the board of directors were there. She begins to cry there because she was missing her mum and dad. When M3GAN sees her crying, she comes to her and makes her stop crying as if she was her elder sister. All the people were watching her who were sitting there. They become happy and decided to give her an upcoming projects as well. Later, we see a man steals the program from Gemma's laptop that he was about to sell to another company. The next morning, Gemma was with Caddy and she was trying to talk to her. But she was busy with M3GAN. After a while, a doctor comes who comes to check Caddy. When she talked about her parents there, she becomes a little bit sad, and begins to cry. Seeing this, M3GAN comes to the doctor and tells her, you shouldn't make Caddy cry. Hearing this, the doctor was a little bit afraid. She understands what is going on inside the mind of this doll. When the doctor talks to Gemma, she tells her that M3GAN has taken care of Caddy and she is getting well. The doctor says, this is alright. But Caddy was in need of any human. And if she is connected with, that is a robotic toy. That will be ended one day, and you're wrong here. At night, Gemma asks Caddy about her school. And Caddy says that I'll go to the school but after taking M3GAN with me. When Gemma doesn't agree, she has an argument with Caddy. Meanwhile, M3GAN yells at Gemma. 0. The lights suddenly turn off and then turn on. When Gemma asks M3GAN to turn herself off, she wasn't turning herself off. Gemma was also thinking about M3GAN. The next day, when Gemma comes to drop Caddy at the school, M3GAN was also with her, and she brings her with her. But M3GAN was kept at the toy table where all the toys were. There was a boy in the school who was ill-mannered. The teacher sends him with Caddy to the jungle, so they could go and bring some fruits from the When they go to the jungle, the boy starts to misbehave with Caddy. And M3GAN comes there out of nowhere. When the boy sees M3GAN, he begins to tease her. There was such a program in M3GAN that she doesn't know. And she can't speak in front of him. She stayed silently, and the boy runs from there after taking M3GAN with her. Caddy was calling M3GAN. He was about to break her after falling her down. M3GAN holds the ears of that boy and tells him, you're such an ill-mannered boy. I should teach you manners, and after holding his ear, she separates. Then she stands up in such a way as if she is a ghost. When the boy was running, M3GAN chases him to kill him. but that boy willingly falls down, and dies after being hit by a car. Gemma brings Caddy and M3GAN to her house. She tells Caddy not to worry, and Caddy tells her M3GAN has come to her. Meanwhile, her doorbell rings, and when she goes to check, a police officer came there who was investigating the dog of the neighboring lady. Later, he goes and we come to know that M3GAN has killed that dog, and no one knows about this. At night, M3GAN tells Caddy that she doesn't need to be afraid of anyone. I'll surely be with you at any cost, and after lulling her, she comes out. Later, after calling that lady to her, she terribly kills her, who was finding her dog. The next day, when the police come to investigate Gemma's house, he tells Gemma that whenever anyone died, your doll was there. When that boy died, her doll was with him. Now, with this lady, look, I'm not doubting. Just check her recording, and now, Gemma was also doubting. When she begins to check the recordings inside M3GAN, she finds nothing. Seems as if M3GAN has herself deleted her recordings. Suddenly M3GAN comes there just like a ghost. Gemma becomes afraid to see her, and she turns off her button. She brings her back to her lab because M3GAN seems a threat to her now. The caddy was angry with her, that was why she has turned M3GAN off. After coming to her company, Gemma forbids them that we should not launch this yet. It means we shouldn't reveal it in front of anyone. I think she is a danger to humans. People working with her say, it is okay, we'll change its functions. But we can't stop it because the boss has spent a huge amount on it. Caddy was quite upset and the doctor was making her understand, because Caddy doesn't want to lose M3GAN. When Gemma comes, Caddy was quite angry and she slaps her, but Gemma doesn't get angry with her. She makes her understand politely. She agrees and she takes Caddy to her house. She tells her friends to manage this all. Later, we see M3GAN walking by herself. At first, she attacks Gemma's friends, and there was chaos. Taking advantage of this, M3GAN runs from there. She comes to Gemma's house and attacks her. The poor Gemma was protecting her from what she has manufactured. After attacking M3GAN, Gemma saves her life. Caddy comes there and attacks M3GAN with the robot that Gemma manufactured earlier. But still, she wasn't dead, she wasn't a human that dies. She was finding ways to kill that robot that Gemma has made earlier. She brings out its control box. Finally, both of them kill her. Then, they come out and see the police coming there. That Gemma's friend bring, and we could see from behind that M3GAN is still alive and keeping an eye on Gemma from the camera. Sometimes we're in danger with our own manufactured things. Just like Gemma has made a robot doll to run away from her responsibilities. That will work at her place. But in return, she became trouble for her and a danger to everyone. In this story, it is also informed that our own manufactured technology could be a danger to us as it was to Gemma. So don't run from your responsibilities and perform them on time. The film ends with this: